Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at BTC. As you know by now, probably BTC is dumping, and old man Bitcoin is falling down the stairs once again. Uh, Currently, right now, we are oversold on the daily, which is very significant. Usually, when we become oversold on the daily, it's not too much longer before we start turning around. The volume divergence here. Let me point out some things for you. I'm not too excited. I think that a bottom is pretty close. Low volatility around 38,500. And it looks to be, let me go ahead and hide this. So in the Wyckoff distribution, what we see is the selling climax here. The fatal stab test can come below this area, right? So here we have our selling climax. And I thought the fatal stab test was here, to be honest with you, but no, this looks like a fatal stab test right here. This looks like a fatal stab test, and from this fatal stab test, usually what happens is we recover and then we go into something like very low volatility creek, right? And then up from there, it's an explosion to the upside. Now, why the fatal stab test? Well, the fatal stab test, again, is to incite fear and to cough up, make retail cough up some more Bitcoin. It's basically a liquidity grab. And so we need to remember that on the daily, look on the daily, my friends, we are currently oversold on the daily. We are currently 25, excuse me, anything under 30 is oversold. And usually, where you want to be buying is down in these levels. You want to buy when it's cheap, you want to bottom fish, and then when it rises up with strength, even if it doesn't, even if it doesn't go all the way to the top, even if it goes to midline, you're still going to be making some money. And then even if it comes back, then at least you will have made a little bit of money, giving you a chance to exit your position. Again, 38,500. The volume divergence looks like if we go up, it'll spike a bull signal like we've seen here. Okay. Um, but usually what happens is it takes time for the market to recover after a fatal stab test. Fatal stab tests usually occur somewhere in the middle of the range, right? So once this returns back up, it'll slowly just because of the shock. What will happen is it will slowly um, move back up and then slowly fade down a little bit and just repeat the creek. Low volatility, just fading, fading. No one's interested. People are not trading. Just like I explained before. And then once it gets down to these lower levels, it'll explode. The reason for the fatal stab test is not only to make people fearful and sell, and it's not only a liquidity grab. Basically, what it is that it um, creates so much fear, it shocks the market, right? It shocks the market and it stops the trading activity. So what the institutions can do then is then they can take their time and they can just accumulate over time, right? Um, excuse me. Now, still having low volatility, 38,600. Accumulation distribution line on the daily now is actually, if we bounce from here, we'll put in a higher low, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So, going back to the lower time frames, let's take a look and see where we are on the 4-hour. Now's not the time to become fearful, people, friends. Now's not the time to panic sell because Usually at this point, what happens is that it will then recover in a big way. Excuse me. Especially if it's oversold on the daily. All right, so here on the 4-hour, we do see a little bit of buying coming in on the 4-hour. We are oversold on the 4-hour. We could languish a little bit. Excuse me. But usually when we get to these oversold levels, then volatility decreases and then buying starts coming in. It's just like a rubber band. You decrease it to a certain amount. Yeah, see, here's some buying coming in. Now we don't really know just how much buying will occur at this point. What I can do is I can turn off the impulse. There we see the green candlestick on the 4-hour. So basically, I did purchase at these levels because I know it's just a matter of time before we start going up. Or if we go down, it's probably not going to be, a crazy dip all at once. We should have some kind of a bounce, even if it's a dead cat bounce for a day or two. Now we do know that if we don't drop any more, going into the weekend, probably we'll see a lot of low volume buying, and that'll push the price up. So huge amounts of selling here on the 4-hour, but also remember, buying can be disguised in the red candlesticks here, or red volume bars. Now we did see we did see some convergence. It's not divergence, it's convergence before on the lower time frames. And I was thinking that could be institutional buying. That occurred right here. However, it sold off, quickly sold off. And so basically what this is retail. This is retail. On the 30-minute, we do see buying coming in. This could be the reversal. Huge candle, sell candle. 30-minute, we are seriously oversold. We're at 22, and we're now kind of making a rounding bottom and getting ready to cross over the signal line, the yellow signal line, signaling a possible reverse in strength. Reverse in strength can mean a push higher, even if it's temporary. VPVR, most of the volume is up here on the 30. Let me go to the daily and see where our volume, majority of volume is. Okay, alright, so we're getting to a level here. Okay. So we are getting to a level of where the VPVR gets thin, and you see this gap here, right here, all of this. The VPVR is this white gray volume graph here that you see on the side, and that is showing where the majority of volume was purchased. We spent a lot of time in this area, and so there was a huge amount of volume purchased here. Okay, so the whales and institutions, knowing that that it's beneficial to push the price down below that line, and then most of the people here that purchased, they see a loss and they get to a pain point, and then they just start selling. Then we had a revival of purchasing here in this area, and then now again we're having another leg down. This is similar to what we've seen here, but a little bit in reverse, a little bit, and a little bit more severe. Taking a look at selling though, look, the selling is still less on the daily than what we've seen in the past. We're not seeing any crazy spikes like this, okay? Like we did see over here. So this tells me that sellers are getting exhausted. This dump is, pretty much on lower volume than we've seen in the past. And I don't think it's sustainable. I think, again, on the daily RSI 26. And so in the 26 area, in the 26, in the oversold area below 30, the price just doesn't stay down there very long. You can see that we did get to that point briefly, but we didn't cross over the 30, and then we moved up very, very quickly from that area. So I think this is a fatal stab test, a severe fatal stab test, bringing us below. Now, see, look, it happened before. We had the selling climax here, and then, of course, we went right down to a fatal stab test, shot up, and came down again. So those that sold here took a heavy loss when it went back up to the 30-day moving average. So I'm getting ready to bottom feed. On the daily, you don't really see much of a change here. There's a small little dip. Okay, there's a big decline in price, but look, the accumulation distribution is pretty much even going sideways. So it's showing that there is some hidden accumulation all up in this area. It looks like the supply is becoming absorbed. Okay, but at a slower rate, so there's no huge volume spikes here. Okay, just the selling climax one. So all right, friends, there you go. I'm going to wrap it up. Just wanted to give you guys just a little bit of perspective here. I don't think we're going to be going much lower. 38,700. I'm going to be, I already took a small position. I probably will look to take another one because we're so oversold on the daily, and that's very significant, very significant. So taking a look at some lower time frames again really quick. Let's take a look at the 30. Yeah, okay. All right. Starting to see a little bit selling, or excuse me, see a little bit buying now on the 30. Price is coming up a little bit. We're seeing this here. We are severely oversold on the 30. We're at 25. Again, we're severely oversold. So I don't think it's sustainable. I think most likely we'll have a bounce maybe over the next few days. Massive selling though on the 30. Well, they're getting what they want. They're getting more liquidity, more Bitcoin, more volume. The big boys, they are purchasing in this area. I'm very sure of it. Taking a look at the 4-hour once more before we close, we are seeing some purchasing coming in. Okay, a very severe dump, very, very severe dump. When you take a look at all of the accumulation that occurred here. So the idea of the institutions, what they do is they allow all of this to accumulate. So we've been accumulating from January 6th all the way to today, January 20th. All right, so this is more than 2 weeks worth of accumulation. that when the price dumps, when they push the price down, all of that liquidity comes onto the market at once, and then they can shock the market. And basically, what happens is it pauses the market long enough for them to be able to manipulate it, be able to purchase it slowly over time, and it allows them to shock participants out of the market so there's no opposition when they want to go up, right? 38,800. All right, I need to wrap it up. I need to look for some entries. We're bouncing here. Um, Take care, friends. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I would not become too excited right now. Stay calm, deep breaths. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, I'm buying because we are oversold on all time frames on the RSI, and usually when that occurs, we have some kind of a push to the upside. And if that push to the upside turns into a recovery, that is a huge profit potential. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Take a deep breath, turn off the monitor, walk away, take a walk the dog, eat some pizza, watch a movie, whatever you need to do. But try to stay positive. Don't get too emotional. Don't get too excited. That's what this Wyckoff zone is designed to do. Stimulate your fear, get you excited, get you to sell, and get you out of the market, basically. So, take care, friends. Be safe. We'll see you next time.